I'm back, everyone. I'm back. I'm so happy to be back. And the discussion today is going to be a very uncomfortable discussion for some. And for some, it might be like, okay. I remember like it was yesterday when I think it was my second year in college, my third semester. Um, And I was in my abnormal psych class, and the professor walked in, and he's like, I'm so happy. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning. And we're like, what is he talking about? He goes, I walked in on my son masturbating this morning. So everyone is like, oh God, this man is weird. And so he goes, you know what I did? I apologized for busting him on him, and I closed the door and I gave him his privacy. So we all asked, how old were your son? He said he's 6. And I was like, wow. At that time point, I said, you know what? I really need this class because I need to understand how our mind work and the things that we do, because sometimes you hear parents say, you know, the the picnic's nasty, and big people thinks she's picking up or he's picking up. But I'm here to tell you that daughters masturbate too. Both little girls and little boys will touch themselves for comfort and for pleasure. It's just a fact of life. You know, some fathers might feel find this behavior disturbing. You know, the worst thing you can do is to become angry and freak out, because it's not going to solve anything. If you get angry, it creates like a curiosity, causing them to touch themselves even more. Why is he freaking out? And now if masturbation become associated with shame, this also creates complication if your child is being molested. Like, I can't tell daddy that he or she touched me down there because daddy got mad when he saw me touching myself, so I can't. He's gonna get mad at me again. My dad and I discussed everything, and he never ever had a discussion with me about masturbation, and that ended up causing me to be molested at a very young age by a family member, and my dad didn't even know until I got older. And he was so angry and he was so regretful, and he's like, we spoke about everything. We spoke about everything under the sun, but that was an uncomfortable conversation for him. And my dad, who culturally, in the culture of Caribbean men, West Indian men, don't usually have certain conversation with their daughters, but he had a lot of conversation with me, and that was not one that I was privy to. The best response to do when you encounter this behavior is to ignore the behavior. If your daughter is 5 or 6 years old, redirect her to her room, to a private area. If it's done in a public place, find something to keep her busy. Give her something to do. Do something with her so you could keep her busy, you know, and keep her hands occupied. But at all times, you want to leave her with her dignity. You don't want it to become a shameful thing where if now someone is actually touching her in her genitalia or in her genital parts, that she's uncomfortable to come and tell you what's going on, that someone is touching her in her vagina. You want to always keep an open forum so the discussion don't become painful for you or her. When you come angry, you scare her away. It's just as if you're talking to an adult. Kids are little people. They're people too, you know. Adults are just little kids that pays bills. Okay? Little kids have the same feelings as adults do. So please make the conversation as easy as possible. Even when you're uncomfortable, they don't know you're uncomfortable because you're this big, colossal person that knows everything. You're the dad. You're this masculine king. Okay? So you have control of how you direct that conversation and how your daughter end up having further conversation or complication with you if you don't have the right conversation around masturbation. Masturbation is perfectly healthy. It's perfectly normal for both girls as and boys. Okay? It's not just for boys, it's for girls as well. And they start out at a very young age. Okay? If you have any questions, please ask. Please don't hesitate to ask me your burning questions. Please share, please like, and please subscribe. Remember, this is a dialogue we're having. I don't want it to be a one-sided thing. So please put your questions down there and comments, and so I could respond. If you have any question, if I don't know, I will find out. Until we meet again, I love you and thank you for your support.